Hello, my dear children. Welcome in English literature class. Today we are going to start chapter number 4 from your novel A Tale of Two Cities. Chapter number 4, Monsieur Le Marquis. So, beta, this is the name of Charles Darnay's uncle. Monsieur Le Marquis, he is uncle of Charles Darnay, and his character, it is portrayed here in this part of the novel here. So let us start the chapter here. 4 months had passed since Charles Darnay had been cleared for treason. On a warm summer evening, Mr. Lorry was on his way to dine at the home of Dr. Manette and his daughter. They now lived in a small house with a garden on a quiet corner not far from Soho Square in London. So this 4 months they have been passed since Charles Darnay, who was accused for passing information to the French army, he was cleared of that. And Mr. Lorry, he was there to visit Dr. Manette and his daughter. They both are living in a small house that was far from Soho Square in London. Waking up the paved path to the front door, he was thinking about his old friend who was now well enough to practice medicine again. So who was his old friend here? Dr. Manette. And what he was thinking, Lorry was thinking that he was well enough now and he would continue his medicine practice again. Because you know Dr. Manette, he was a doctor there. The maid led him to the living room and told him to wait as the doctor and Miss Manette were out for a walk. Since there was no sign of Miss Pross, Mr. Lorry decided to have a look around the house. As he was passing Dr. Manette's room, he saw the bench and the shoemaker's stool and remembered the room on the 5th floor above the cafe in the district of Saint Antoine's in Paris. So when he came to their home, the maid showed the way to the living room, and then Mr. Lorry, he saw that there was no sign of Miss Pross, so he looked around the house. And as he was passing Dr. Manette's room, he saw the shoemaker's stool. When he saw this shoemaker's stool, he suddenly got remembered about the condition of Dr. Manette when he was there on the 5th floor above the cafe in the district of Saint Antoine, where Dr. Manette was busy in making the shoes, and he did not recognize anyone. Why does he keep these objects that remind him of his suffering, he wondered. And that was just his imagining. He was thinking why he kept those things that remind him about his suffering, about his past life. At that moment, Miss Pross appeared on the top of the stairs. She looked as large, as red as ever. As red means she became angry. When she saw Mr. Lorry, he was looking around the house. Spying Mr. Lorry? I thought you would have better things to do. So what she said, are you spying? Okay. And then I thought you would have better things to do. You have another work to do. Mr. Lorry blushed slightly. So his cheeks got reddened. Not exactly, call it them. Concern for my old friend. And what he said, I'm not in that way spying here. I have just concern for my old friend, for Dr. Manette here. Are you well, Mr. Lorry? Moderately well indeed, and yourself? And then inquired about the health. Nothing to write home about. Is something upsetting you, my Lucy? So he asked, Mr. Lorry, he asked, Miss Pross, is there anything that is upsetting? And then what she told there, my Lucy, who is daughter of Dr. Manette here. Indeed, what's the matter? I don't want dozen of people coming here to quote my Lucy. Actually, number of people, they come to visit their house, and that was not liked by Miss Pross here. Do doesn't come here for that purpose? And asked Mr. Lorry, surprised, and then inquired further. It was by Mr. Lorry. Hundreds. And what she said, not the dozen but the 100 people come to there. They walked downstairs and into the living room. Mr. Lorry knew Miss Pross well enough by now to understand how protective she was of Lucy. He also knew that she was one of the most selfless people in the world. So this was the quality of Miss Pross. How she was the most selfless people. They were not thinking about themselves, though she was very protective regarding Lucy there. Okay, and it was well known to Mr. Lorry here. There's only one man worthy of my lady word, and that's my brother Solomon, if he only hadn't made a mistake in life. These words are spoken by Miss Pross to to Mr. Lorry. And what she said there is only one man who can take care of my Lucy, and that's her brother Solomon. Okay, but her brother, he had made a big mistake in his life. What's that mistake? Mr. Lorry had heard that Miss Pross' brother was heartless devil who had taken everything she owned and disappeared. She didn't know if he was dead or alive, as she hadn't bothered even to send her a letter in 5 years. So what blunder her brother has done, that was known to Mr. Lorry. And what was that? How he was a heartless devil, and he stole everything of Miss Pross and gone, about which nothing was known to Miss Pross where he had gone, and he had not even sent a letter to Miss Pross, his sister. Mr. Lorry made himself comfortable in a seat by the window. Do you think Mr. Manette think of those years in prison? And after that, Mr. Lorry, he sat comfortably in a seat near the window there. And then he asked Miss Pross, do you think Dr. Manette think about those years in prison? I do. For that, Miss Pross, what she answered, I think so. He recalled those days. Do you imagine? I never imagine. I have no imagination at all, interrupted Miss Pross there. And then further he asked, do you imagine? He thinks about that. I never imagine. But what she said there, I have no imagination at all, interrupted Miss Pross. Do you suppose that doctor has any idea why he was put in prison for so many years and by whom? Further he inquired about if there is an idea why he was sent to jail. I don't suppose anything, but Lucy tells me. Miss Pross told that I came to know from Lucy only. Mr. Lorry tried not to show impatience that, and further he wanted to ask that she thinks he thinks about it all the time. Okay, and Miss Pross told that Dr. Manette, he thinks about the past time all the time.